right, you guys know how I love a good sell, and good sellers. That was something I took great pride in is telling the story through selling my opponent's moves. And see, to me, selling is an art form within the business, like so many other things are. I mean, there's different ways or different circumstances where a different type of sell is the perfect one. It might be obviously the ones where you're just in agonizing pain, but there's some that it's a perfect time for a goofy sell. Then there's the dead sell, just, hey, that killed me. And being able to pull those off is a lot of the fun in the business for me. And, and you guys know I just love everything about this business. So this is from a channel called Plana. It's 15 minutes of perfect WWE selling. This will be a good time. I love watching people who love the business do their thing. Oh, and I should mention to you guys too, we're going away for the holiday. We're going back to New York. All our family's there. So this will be the last video I post probably until the last couple days of the month. We'll be back closer to the new year, and then I'll post again. I will bring my stuff with me, so if anything really piques my interest that happens in WWE that I can post a short of, just to stay in touch with you guys, let you know when I'm thinking about something or ask what you're thinking about something, I'll do that. But this will be the last regular video till the end of the month. Oh, that's one of my all-time favorite RKOs out of nowhere. And that one, I love the fact that one was Evan Bourne's idea.
Of professional wrestling, it's the art of a wrestler reacting convincingly to being hit with a
absolutely
move, making the action look authentic.
I always wish I had the athleticism to do those huge sell spots.
The ability to sell is crucial because it sustains the illusion of.
And the fun thing too is it's great that he's including so many RKOs because it's become so iconic over the years to see guys and their sells on RKOs and Stone Cold Stunners.
It's essential for keeping the audience emotionally
That's a good one. Jeez. Go, Pat. Oh, Pat sold this really well. See, that was one of my favorites too. Is that go stiff and just fall back? I like that one.
Of the match. Throughout the history of professional wrestling, the skill of selling has varied widely among performers. We've seen some wrestlers who struggle with selling, making their
sell it, Ricky.
Convincing and breaking the audience's immersion.
Big boy sell. Oh, and then there was Vince.
On the other,
that's called the I really have absolutely no athletic talent whatsoever sell. That's called I don't want to rip my quads.
There are those
sell.
with the opposite extreme, which is overselling, and overselling occurs when a wrestler exaggerates the effects.
Yeah, but
to
overselling
the point where it's absurd.
Is selling. I mean, that, as I said, it's comedic selling. And I know he understands that. He's saying that. Oh, that's one of the greats.
It can also detract from the seriousness.
I told you, I like that.
However,
spike
there's
sell.
A special category of
straight up and down
who have truly mastered the art of selling. These performers have studied and perfected their reactions to make every move look devastatingly real. Their ability to sell effectively enhances the drama.
It's just something that I took such great pride in, and I can remember in trying to sell. Well, I won't go into a long story here, but one of my favorite nights in wrestling was one of my favorite nights because of the selling I got to do for a specific fan that I had been targeting for months.
Storytelling of the match, drawing the audience into the narrative and making each contest memorable.
Yeah.
The best sellers
Evan
in
Bourne
WWE history are those
was always good at
strike
selling
perfect
the little
balance,
guys,
making the action believable without crossing into the
getting
realm.
victimized
Their performance
by the big guys
not only their own status,
is a special type of sell.
prestige of their opponents,
That was a
contributing
good one.
to the overall success of the show. And in today's
Yeah,
video,
there he is
we're
again.
gonna focus on these exceptional talents, starting with Rob Van Dam.
There you go. That's and there we go with more.
Just like ECW,
jeez.
RVD selling was extreme. The way he would sell made every move look impactful, and one of his specialties was actually spiking a DDT or pile driver, making it look like his neck was done. RVD selling was unique.
Boy, he could do, and like I said, I love that sell. Whoa, that was cool. What was that with Tommy? Is it Tommy hitting him with the pile driver? that was great. Oh, Brock was willing to sell everything. I have had huge respect for Brock. That right there, that was a big moment.
Surprisingly, one of the best sellers.
Oh wait, that might not have been the spot I was talking about.
The Beast was a much more athletic seller during.
I didn't see who hit him with it. I might have been wrong there, but that type of sell I love.
Focus more on facial expressions and the little details. Lesnar's ability to sell his opponent's moves adds a crucial.
That's why I don't understand what I mean. Anything personal aside, but as a worker, I don't understand why so many people trash Lesnar because he's only in it for the money. He's part time. Blah, blah blah. The guy worked his ass off, and man, he was a monster who was so willing to sell.
Because they contrast with this typically invincible image, allowing for compelling storytelling where even the Beast can be brought to his knees.
I completely agree with this guy.
Pain or a dramatic fall, Lesnar's reactions are believable and well-timed, giving his opponents credibility and enhancing the overall story being told. His knack for selling transforms his matches into compelling spectacles, ensuring that each bout feels significant and intense. Just look at the way that he sells this GTS that was botched, or this punch by the Big Show, making it look like he's completely out of it. Or
completely agree with this guy. That's one of the reasons I was always a Lesnar fan.
In the world, the man is a beast.
Yeah, not just because he's a huge monster, because of the way he worked.
Like the super kick or a chair shot to the face. We've seen a lot of people attempt to make this move look good, but nobody does it as well as Brock Lesnar. He's clearly not afraid to throw his body around in order to make his opponents look good, and that's what makes Brock one of the best to do this in the history of the business.
Oh, I don't remember that. Yeah, Mick Foley could sell. A little bit.
You can't make a video of the best sellers in wrestling without including Mankind, aka Mick Foley. He's a perfect seller.
Man, that one just hurts to look at.
And legitimate bumps that he probably should have not taken. For example, just look at these.
I never did that. Obviously,
onto concrete. You could have honestly thrown this
hang between the ropes.
You could toss him off the Hell in a Cell, or you could Irish whip him into the barricade. It did not matter. He was going to.
But just having your arms tied up in it hurt. I can't.
And because of this, he managed to make a name for himself, becoming a legend in this sport.
Just got a plan, but what is it? Yes, sir. What's the fake?
Similar to Mick Foley, Jeff Hardy earns a spot in this video for his daredevil-like maneuvers, where he had no choice but to sell. He's gone through too many tables and not make it to this video. Jeff Hardy is truly one of the best sellers we've seen in the WWE.
That was cool over the top of the cage. That was really cool.
You should consider yourself lucky.
He was a huge innovator in the business. Too bad that obviously that Jeff had all the demons.
Orton has been a great
he does or did.
Since he arrived to the WWE in 2002. When watching clips from his early career, you might notice that he occasionally oversold his opponent's move just a little bit, while his reactions were never outlandishly exaggerated.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I don't.
A little bit dramatic. However, as
but that in the ring, he was doing that on purpose, not because he was
adopting a more measured and realistic approach to selling. This evolution enhanced the believability of his performances.
See, I would disagree with him a little here on the respect that I'm not saying that Orton didn't oversell a little bit, but I think it was more fitting his character as a young guy trying to come up through the lions. Once he became one of those lions, of course you would sell differently. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no big deal. Just the difference in how.
And gained more experience, his selling technique became more polished and nuanced. He learned.
I said I don't think it was he had more experience. I think it was who he was in the business changes how you sell.
To his matches. Whether he's taking a big boot or a knockout punch, Orton's ability to convey pain and impact with just the right amount of drama has become one of his trademarks. His selling now perfectly balanced.
But if you think about it, there's nothing that Orton doesn't do well.
To keep the audience engaged and invested in the match. This has made Randy one of the most reliable and effective sellers in professional wrestling. His evolution from somewhat dramatic selling to a master realistic reactions highlights his dedication to the craft and his
as I said, I think he's misreading that. He changed his selling because of his standing in the business.
Himself, Triple H, as well as the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah. Ricochet absolutely deserves a spot.
Ricochet's wrestling career began on the
Good
independent
list.
scene where he needed to stand out in a sea of thousands of professional
Yeah,
wrestlers. His extraordinary athleticism set him apart. And
He's
he decided
definitely,
it was a good idea to become a high flyer, drawing inspirations from legends.
Oh, that's a nice sell. He's definitely got a good list going here. I like this list.
Ricochet mastered the art of selling moves and making everything look devastating.
Well, and it's, as I said, it's important to do if you're a smaller guy, too.
Impactful and real. This talent caught WWE's attention, leading to him getting signed with the company.
Because
with WWE's resources, Ricochet polished his skills and became even better.
Yeah, I mean, him against Samoa Joe, all these monsters. Obviously, you're so much smaller. You got to make the moves look super strong.
His opponents look formidable. Despite his incredible selling ability and all the potential in the world, Ricochet struggled to become the star that many believed that he would become, like someone like Triple H who thought that he was world championship material.
It's
However,
just tough when you're a smaller guy. I mean, that's been the nature of this business forever.
Left a lasting impression that we won't ever forget. Watching these clips on the screen right now, it's very clear just how much effort that he put into his craft until he
completely agree.
Ricochet's commitment to elevating the art of wrestling through his exceptional selling remains highly appreciated by all fans.
Braun Breaker's fun to watch. God damn that kid.
Oh, have you seen a
got some good bloodlines
like this?
Oh, another guy that did everything well.
Objectively, Dolph Ziggler is a guaranteed top 5 seller of all time.
Dolph Ziggler is
there's no question about that. However,
just doesn't get
he's my favorite seller.
All the
in fact, his selling alone
accolades he deserves. He really doesn't.
All time. Not to be dramatic or anything, but his selling holds a special place in my heart.
But yes, he was known for selling.
In love with professional,
and it's well deserved. But goddamn, that guy is just a phenomenal wrestler.
Things weren't looking so bright. The Nexus were being buried by John Cena, and we also had tea parties, including Santino Marella and Vladimir Kozlov. It was a goofy time. However, Dolph Ziggler's selling reignited my excitement. I vividly remember watching compilations.
This guy does a good job in his commentary as well.
In 240p. A few of my friends got back into wrestling because of Dolph Ziggler too. Watching wrestling with my friends became fun again, all thanks to Dolph Ziggler and his sells. For that, I will always consider him one of the best to ever do it. To selling moves and whatnot.
Solid.
When you can make such a significant impact, you're undoubtedly one of the.
Dolph could do everything in the ring.
Dolph Ziggler
had great offense.
Earned a spot at the top of the card.
Obviously,
because of his
phenomenal psychology.
Selling. And Ziggler also recognized that Michaels sometimes would oversell moves a little bit too much. So Ziggler perfected the balance of overselling as well as realism, creating a blend that would cement his legacy as one of the best in-ring performers of all time. His
Agreed with that.
Every move looked devastating while maintaining believability.
It was just too bad in his very long WWE run he never grabbed more titles.
Matches, but it also made his opponents look stronger, enhancing the overall quality of
missed opportunity there. I think they could have really made him big.
What sets Ziggler apart is his understanding of wrestling psychology, and selling is not just about reacting to moves, it's about telling a story.
Exactly right, dude.
This depth makes his
100%
matches more compelling and emotionally engaging for the audience. Also, we got to talk about Dolph Ziggler's consistency as a seller as well, which is remarkable. Whether he's in a high-profile championship match or a regular weekly bout, he gives his all, making sure that every move, every hit, and
that's something that was always important to me is
possible. This commitment has earned him respect from peers and fans all around the world.
Is putting everything you got into a match. And for me, I was on the indies. But it didn't matter if it was several hundred people or 15.
He brings to his matches, which keeps them invested.
Somebody paid to see you do your shit.
Overall,
so do your shit.
Selling ability is not just a skill, but it's a passion that has had a profound impact on professional wrestling. For many fans, including myself, his work has rekindled
this interesting background music. I kind of like it.
For what it means to be a great seller in this sport. Ziggler's legacy is one of excellence, inspiration,
when you watch
and a lasting influence on the art of professional wrestling.
Compilations like this, these sequences, it's amazing that we as wrestlers still walk around at
And
all.
objectively,
Those of us
last
that
but
do.
not least, we have the best seller of all time, which I and everybody else pretty much believes, which is the best there
That's
is,
fair.
the best there was, and the best there ever will be. It is Bret
Again, somebody who could do
Hart.
everything well.
He's a master whose performances have set an unparalleled standard in the
Bret Hart
industry.
had
Bret
one
Hart's
weakness,
selling transcended mere
my
theatrics,
opinion.
offering a
It was
level of
mic
realism
work,
that has yet to
but
be
by
matched
weakness,
any other wrestler in the business.
it's not
of
like
all
he
time.
sucked at
His
it.
ability to
It's
make
just on the
every
mic he was a
move
7 out of
genuinely
10,
painful is a
where
testament
everything
to
else he was
his
10 out of
meticulous
10.
attention to detail and his deep understanding of wrestling psychology. Whether he was taking a simple punch or enduring a complex submission hold, Hart's reactions were always perfectly calibrated to enhance the narrative of the match, making every
true.
encounter feel like a legitimate struggle.
And he certainly
His
comes
selling
from
was
a
so convincing that audiences could easily suspect
lineage
that
where you would
fully immersing themselves
understand
in the
why
story
he was
being
so
told
good
in the
at
story
everything.
circle. This unparalleled skill not only made his opponents look good, but it also elevated the overall drama and the excitement of all of his matches. Despite the evolution of the wrestling styles and the emergence of a bunch of new talents in the last 20 years, no one has been able to replicate Bret Hart's mastery of selling. His performances remain a gold standard that all aspiring wrestlers should
This is
study
an
and
excellent
strive
list
to
and
emulate.
really
By observing Bret's matches, wrestlers
well
can learn how to
narrated.
truly master the art of selling. More wrestlers need to watch his tapes and learn from the best. Bret Hart's contributions to the art of selling are timeless, and his influence continues to shape the standards of excellence.
I wish he
in
didn't
this
have
sport.
Bret.
Whether it's a fan or a wrestler
Didn't have
or
so
a legend,
much
everybody's going to tell you the same thing. Bret Hart is the best
anger
seller of all time, and that is just a fact.
towards the way things went, not towards the business itself so much as the way things went in his career.
And that wraps up our look at
because you hear people talking about him being a whiner all the time, and some of it's warranted, and it's too bad.
Audience emotionally invested. From Ricochet's high-flying antics and Brock Lesnar's surprising athleticism to Mick Foley's real pain and Jeff Hardy's
Lesnar's the one guy you would never expect by
elevate
looking
every
at him
match they're
to be
in.
on this
Hardy
list,
made
but
extreme moves look devastating,
absolutely
and Brock
deserves
Lesnar's
his
ability
spot.
to show pain added depth to his persona. Mick Foley's risk-taking and Jeff Hardy's fearless stunts are legendary, and Randy Orton's evolution from dramatic overselling to nuanced reactions showed his growth. Dolph Ziggler's selling rekindled my love for wrestling, while Bret Hart set the gold standard with his realistic,
very
style.
well done video.
Selling is what makes wrestling
Excellent
come
job,
alive,
dude.
transforming it into an art form that captivates fans worldwide.
Oh no.
This guy is really good. Really enjoy. I've seen a couple of his videos now. Enjoyed them both. That was such an iconic moment. Very good. Well put together. And yeah, I completely agree with everybody on that list, and for the reasons he outlined. That's great stuff. I can watch stuff like this over and over again.